Welcome back to Talk That Talk with Meesh and Jay. It's just Meesh today. Jeez, it's just Meesh. Hey y'all, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're about to get into this topic about Telvin Osbourne and Hannah Cobb. Such a sad story, but I believe that there's a lot to be learned within this story. And I'm also going to bring along my guy, Dr. Umar Johnson, for a little bit of his wisdom in regards to this situation, just for a brief, just to let y'all know that I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to down a man that's already 6 feet down in the ground. I just honestly want to speak on this topic because I feel like it's important for the youth and important for people to know about things that you should and shouldn't do. Okay, so getting into it, just a brief synopsis. Your boy Telvin Osbourne, he was unalived by his baby mama, Hannah Grace Cobb. Okay, she is a white tea woman. Okay, a palm colored woman, might I add. That is perfectly okay. There's no judgments over here. I love interracial relationships. I love homosexual relationships. I love straight relationships. I love all kinds of relationships, poly relationships. If it's your thing, do your thing. Okay. I think in this situation though, the issue is in regards to putting one thing over another, saying one thing is better than another, putting down a people to uplift what you got going on. So I think that's an important message that I'm about to bring to this. So if you guys sit, just enjoy, take a listen. We about to get into the topic. Please like. Me and Jay looking for 1,000 subscribers, okay? And please let me know how you enjoy the actual content, the solo content as well, okay?
Deadly shooting out of Burke County, and a suspect is now behind bars tonight.
Burke County deputies say this happened just before 6 o'clock Sunday morning at a home in Keysville. There, investigators found the body of 30-year-old Telvin Osbourne, who was later pronounced dead from a gunshot wound to the chest.
And today, 25-year-old Hannah Cobb was arrested and charged with felony involuntary manslaughter. Authorities say she's the one who notified authorities about this shooting. Now this afternoon, Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams held a news conference with details about this case. A new mugshot released for 25-year-old Hannah Cobb, facing felony involuntary manslaughter charges in the shooting death of 30-year-old Telvin Osbourne. This after the community and social media erupted this week after no immediate arrest was made in this case. According to a Burke County incident report, deputies responded to Western Estates on 4 Points Road Sunday morning for a gunshot wound. At the home, they found 30-year-old Telvin Osbourne shot in the upper chest. Deputies say the suspect, Hannah Cobb, called deputies and was applying pressure to the wound when they arrived. Cobb told deputies her and Osbourne had been out all night and recently got home. Cobb told deputies in the report she was checking her firearm as they do every night. That's when the gun went off, hitting Osbourne. Cobb told deputies she thought the gun was on safe while checking it.
The case required a considerable amount of time and attention to detail, ensuring that there was a comprehensive inquiry, a thorough sifting of the evidence, and we have filed appropriate charges.
According to Sheriff Alfonso Williams, there's been misinformation spread about the case, including the suspect cleaning the weapon when it went off.
At no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
He did say alcohol was involved in the shooting, and they're not listing this as accidental. He also said there was an altercation with some, quote, pushing and shoving before the incident happened.
It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into.
So yes, you guys, yes. So you hear that it really wasn't an accident. Okay. Now, it appeared to be an accident, but from what I'm understanding, the police did not arrest her immediately. I hear her father is a policeman, which is sounds very familiar in those parts where, you know, there are a lot of YT cops and they have daughters. And yeah, it's not smart, black men. It's just definitely not smart, especially if you're going to deal with it with a woman of the opposite race and then her father is a cop or her cousin or brothers, whomever is a cop. Okay, we've seen too many of these movies too many times. But I think what I'm trying to get into about this is that, you know, hey, I'm going to say what most people ain't saying, which is rest in peace, Telvin, because I'm not disrespectful. And I'm not calling other people who are disrespectful, who are like, oh, my name Bennett, I ain't in it in this situation, because at the end of the day, I do understand why. At this point, doing my research, as everybody has done, to see, like, if you went on your boy's social medias, his social medias shows him speaking badly about the African-American woman, about the black woman. OK, and we already know that. So basically, he made sure to let us know that his preference was definitely not black women. OK, he always was in for the snow bunnies. OK, so I think that's a thing that Dr. Umar speaks on quite often. He is vehemently against black men dating white women and vice versa, and so I think there's something to be said here in regards to that.
And my young black brothers, some of y'all fiending for snow bunnies.
So here's the first thing I want to bring up. The fact that Telvin says he would much rather F a dog than to F a black woman. But even still, the dog has to be a white dog.
Y'all forget who y'all are? This motherfucker disrespected something that he done came out of. Disrespectful. Karma came quick as hell for that ass too, talking about something. He ain't laying down with nothing unless it's a white dog. Well, bitch, take these white wings. Go on. Let me see you fly, bitch.
Y'all, it's sad. It's so sad to think that this is what people like him, who is as dark. I mean, he's dark. He's very melanated. And he has to say this about a black woman. I don't know who hurt him or what woman has been in his life to hurt him or make him feel like, oh, he can't love a black woman, especially because he has a black mother, a black cousin, if I got some footage of his brother, I'm going to play, and so you guys could know that, yeah, his brother as well is pretty much just as disrespectful.
Oh, let me guess, because y'all black bitches know y'all ain't shit. Ooh, sweet baby Jesus. Ah. Yeah, they don't want milk. They don't want milk. They don't want milk. I tried to grieve in peace. Motherfucker calling me every 30 seconds. Hey, man, you see what this is about? I got to tell these people, hey, man, y'all stay off Facebook, man.
Who you calling a bitch?
To black women, where they're black bees and they ain't ish and all type of stuff. I mean, they say all types of things and said it doesn't matter. But his brother comes out wanting black people and black women mostly to have this man's back after he done said, oh, I love my blonde beauty. Telvin even speaks on how he'll ride and die about this white woman that he's dealing with, right? That, oh, he'll die about her. He'll whatever, however he said it, y'all. I'm gonna put it up there. However he said it. He said he'll die about her. Okay. And he truly ended up dying about her. Okay. See, that's the thing. So that's what he didn't quite consider, that she was actually going to be the one to murk him. Okay. And we all know African Americans, we're always out here, advocating for each other like we're family. But hey, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And I know in the past, when I was young, I could just only speak for myself about how I thought that black men weren't ish. So when I was very young, in my mindset, I'm thinking like, oh, well, if I ever get married or I'll be with a man, I'll be with a white man. This and that. But that was the wrong thinking. That was just thinking because all I ever heard was black men ain't this, black men ain't that. And I think that vice versa, if you look at the music that we have out these days, it's talking really badly about black women. It's everybody's a whore. Everybody, if you ain't effing, then you can get in an Uber and you can go, and believe me, I'm putting that in the most innocent words possible. So, yeah, I think that we are in some mess with this situation. I mean, we ain't in no mess. I mean, hey, he pretty much gone to glory anyway. She took him there. But for her to not be arrested, and then it's involuntary manslaughter on her part. So they're saying that what she did wasn't voluntary. Okay. Now, they do have 2 children together. I would like to believe that because she only shot him once, that it was an accident. But who goes to the club, gets lit, comes home, and touches a gun? And the things like that, it just makes me scared about that too. That's why I don't even want to get, because I'm like, women sometimes can be foolish. Okay. Children do the same thing. They go and they take the gun, they playing with it, don't check it. That safety is not in mind after you done had that gun around for so long. You're not thinking about people's safety, but you should, but I'm not. Well, here's what I'm going to say. He said he would die about her. That's what he said. And he didn't want black women's touch. He didn't want to be near them. He didn't like them.
And as unfortunate as the Telvin Osbourne situation is, the reason we can't get our knees to work to take a stand is because even if you didn't know Telvin Osbourne before this situation, the internet won't let you live down the disrespect. The internet's going to expose exactly who you was when you stepped on the platform from day one. And every single day that man dedicated to putting us black women down, and his family screaming justice. And unfortunately, the 92% will never be able to receive justice. Not even an apology. The fact you came from a black woman, and that same white dog that you chose to have intercourses with over having relationships with black women. Again, the situation is very unfortunate. But to take every breathing day of life to diminish your own kind. Oh, brother. So sorry.
He didn't like, I don't even think he liked his own men. He didn't even like black men either. You know what I'm saying? He hung around a lot of palm-colored men as well, wore cowboy hats and stuff, like a rhinestone cowboy. You know what I'm saying? So he seemed like he was in it. And then his alias, his handle was Telbo Rackins. Telbo. Sound like Sambo or something like that. Like, it really is given like, okay, he was having an identity crisis. Like, dude was actually really transracial for real. Like, he really did want to be a palm-colored individual, which, hey, do your thing. I mean, everybody want to be something these days, but you don't have to degrade black women. They don't have to be black bees. That's just like me. I only date women. So I am married. So, but I'm not going to get online every day and be like, oh, F a man, men ain't this, men ain't that. My preference is my preference. I don't have to put down a straight relationship or a man to be happy in my relationship. That doesn't make sense. Like, literally, black women lived in this man's mind rent free. And all it's given is that you're living to pay black women back. So I don't know whether he dated a black woman at some point and she's done something to him, but it seemed like he was living to like get a black woman back. And that right there just seemed just really odd and really weird to me, that he was always talking about how he wouldn't be with a black woman and calling them bees and saying, oh, this is my blonde blessing. And I don't know. This story is bad. It's sad that he had to go out like that so young, but everybody is saying rest in preference. So gotta let him have his preference. You gotta let the man live his life. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think that for me, in dating another race, it's just that I want to be able to speak freely about my struggles and about my opinions of life. And I think that everybody has a different perspective. So with different perspectives comes like, how are you going to be comfortable with speaking on your daily struggles as an African-American person to a white person or to an Asian person or even to a person who's from India? How do you do it? Your perspectives are predominantly different. So, I mean, the comfort levels are just simply different, and I do think it could be an identity thing, but who knows? It's not always that. I think the heart loves who it loves and wants who it wants. I do believe that. But if we're talking about comforts, then we got to consider that what if you do go through something that looks like, oh, you're being discriminated against, or let's say something just predominantly happens in the world like George Floyd and Trayvon Martin and all of that, when that went down and these people had white partners and now it's like white versus black in the household. You don't mean for it to be, but it's either you on your people's side or you on their side, right? That's what it starts looking like. That's what it could be, so this is why Dr. Umar speaks so vehement. And don't get me wrong, I got some things to say about this man too, because he ain't all great. He ain't all gravy. Just because he is an advocate and he's trying to be a leader, he ain't all gravy. But I think that he is the total opposite of the spectrum, where he say black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
One of the reasons white women like to date black males is because in the white household, the white man is king, not the woman. But if she dates a white man, a black male, she will be in control. Maybe not of the relationship, but of the outcome of it. Because one phone call, she could destroy his life, Jonathan Majors. Okay?
You see what I'm saying? He's on the total opposite end. And Telbo, he changed his name from Telvin to Telbo, well, you know, in his handles, because he was living in that identity as Telbo. You know, he was being who he wanted to be as Telbo, you know, and loving that life. So, hey, man, rest in preference, I guess. That's what they say, you know. I mean, ain't no protesting going on for him. Don't nobody care. So at the end of the day, he just going to have to, you know, hope and pray. Well, he can't hope and pray nothing. He gone. But his brother, his family, they going to have to hope and pray that somebody gets this man justice, because it's looking like justice is looking pretty slim for him.
Woo, that'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me.
Pretty slim. But anyway, look, I just wanted to jump in on this topic. Look, me and Jay needed 1,000 subscribers. So please, 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 hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, whatever. We need 1,000 people. So please just jump in on us. I do solo content pretty often, and Jay and I do our podcast as well on specific subjects. We do that. We drop that on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. So please stick with us, hang with us, and we love y'all. Peace.